All right, we are starting with breaking news. 2 lanes are shut down on southbound I-5 right now following a deadly crash. CHP told us that the closure will last a couple hours.
It happened about 4 this morning near Dairy Mart Road. According to CHP, a woman was hit by a car. She died on the scene. CHP says the driver did pull over. We're seeing a little bit of slowdowns there on the 5 southbound right now.
And more breaking news. The U.S. and Russia have agreed to a large-scale prisoner swap. According to a senior administration official, 3 American citizens currently imprisoned in Russia will be released. That includes Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich, Marine veteran Paul Whelan, and Russian-American radio journalist Alusy Kermushev. This exchange is expected to happen later today.
Now, Whelan and Gershkovich were both imprisoned in Russia on accusations of espionage that have been consistently disputed by the United States. Kermusheva, a dual American and Russian citizen, was detained on charges of spreading false information about the Russian army. Whelan's brother, David, currently lives here in San Diego.
All right, well, time now is at 6:30. I'm Chris Groh.
And I'm Neda Iranpour. Thank you for being with us. A lot of news that we're covering here today, but we also want to get you ready with your forecast. So as you step outside, just know it might feel a little warm and muggy. Not quite Florida humidity, but we are talking an increase, at least in our humidity in San Diego. I know we don't enjoy that as much here, or I don't know where they do enjoy it, but we are going to be dealing with it. Warmer, more humid weather. Monsoonal moisture is to blame for it. We could see pop-up thunderstorms, already seeing the clouds coming in today and tomorrow. And then temperatures will climb into next week. That's what that graphic at the bottom says. So next week even, we're going to stay above average. 62 in Poway right now, 63 in Encinitas. Del Mar, you're in the 60s too. So already in the 70s for Julian right now. And the warmer weather's upon us. It'll get even warmer though for tomorrow. I'll fill you in.
All right. Thank you, Neda. Well, this morning, 14 people are under arrest after a human trafficking sting during Comic-Con weekend.
CBS 8's Regina Urita is live in Chula Vista with the latest on this. And that's where an annual binational conference on human trafficking will be taking place this morning. Regina.
Yeah, that's correct. This is an annual binational conference, and this time it landed in a very, very critical time. But that is supposed to start in less than 2 hours here in Chula Vista. We know that government officials as well as organizations will be here focusing on strengthening collaborations when it comes to fighting against human trafficking. Now, the conference is hosted by the International Network of Hearts in collaboration with Amber Alert and the Department of Justice for an all-day training event that features experts talking about current trends of cross-border abductions and human trafficking, as well as how public safety officials should respond to these cases. Now, as mentioned, this conference comes at a critical time after 14 people were arrested and 10 potential victims were recovered, including a 16-year-old during a human trafficking sting at Comic-Con. The 3-day operation was led by the San Diego Human Trafficking Task Force. The Attorney General's office released the results from the operation, saying it aimed at targeting sex buyers, traffickers, and recovering potential victims. District Attorney Summer Stephan says she believes there's an average of about 5,000 victims of sex trafficking annually in San Diego County. That's why operations like these are crucial to keep our community safe.
Are still one of the safest urban counties in America, but it's because of this level of collaboration and the ability to leverage technology, tools, and sophisticated operations to make San Diego safe.
And that binational conference is expected to start at 8 a.m. Stick with CBS 8 as we continue to cover more on these events. That's latest here in Chula Vista. Regina Urita, CBS 8.
All right, thank you, Regina. Well, thousands of patient care workers with the University of California are going on strike across the state. Their concerns include the high cost of living and access to affordable housing. The workers' union says the cost of living on a UC campus for almost 50% higher than comparable campuses nationwide, while their real wages have also been declining over the past couple of years. And a former chair of the San Diego County Democratic Party has been cleared of wrongdoing more than 2 years after being accused of sexual assault. Will Rodriguez Kennedy stepped away from his position in 2022 following the accusations. The San Diego County District Attorney's Office declined to press charges back then. His accuser just withdrew a civil lawsuit. In a joint statement, the two called the incident a misunderstanding.
Tenants of an apartment complex in Colina del Sol say they are unfairly being threatened with eviction so the landlord can raise rents by as much as 50%. As CBS 8's Steve Price reports, the residents say they have even had their cars towed from their own assigned parking spaces.
Residents of this apartment complex in the 4200 block of Winona Avenue in Colina del Sol say the landlord wants them to get out and stay out.
Payless Realty now threatens evictions under the pretext of remodeling, claiming improvements would make property too expensive and too good for its current immigrant, refugee, elderly, and disabled tenants. This is offensive and degrading to our community.
Tenants say they've been hit with sudden rent increases ranging from 38 to 50%, including Maria Cuevas, who has lived here for 20 years.
Durante los 20 años he llevado a hogar este lugar.
They have not only raised her rent, but have also given her a 3-day notice to vacate. She has continuously faced injustice and harassment at the hands of her landlord.
Tenants say when they speak up or file complaints, they face retaliation.
These actions have caused me significant stress physically, financially, and me and my wife and my daughter.
Reedy Omar says his rent jumped from $2,000 a month to $2,800. And when he complained, he says the landlord started towing his car over and over again. Now he's hired an attorney.
They've towed his car 6 times now. This property complex, after him making complaints, she went and then had the towing place had them rivet a no parking sign on his garage door and had him towed from his assigned parking space.
CBS 8 reached out to Payless Realty, but they hung up as soon as we identified ourselves. Now residents are asking the city for help and threatening lawsuits.
This is not what San Diego's about. These are not the kinds of things that landlords in San Diego are supposed to be doing to their tenants, and somebody needs to speak up.
In Colina del Sol, Steve Price, CBS 8.
And a long-awaited Trader Joe's is opening in Santee this morning. The new 15,000 square foot space is located at the old Best Buy building on Mission Gorge Road and Cuyamaca Street. Doors open in a few hours at 9 a.m. and close every day at 9 p.m. There's still 15,000 square feet left from the old Best Buy building. A source says an Ulta Beauty will be moving in next door. The storefront next to it is still available for lease. And a beachfront roller rink is taking over the Imperial Beach Boardwalk for the weekend. The pop-up roller rink will be available for adults and kids to enjoy today through Sunday. It's $10 for adults, $5 for those under 18, and kids under 5, they get in free. Organizers tell us that you can borrow skates at the rink or bring your very own.
Fun is that?
Yeah, and one of the cool things is that that's going to be a nice place to sort of escape some of the humidity, right?
Yes, because at least you'll be by the ocean.
Yeah.
There's a breeze coming through. It won't feel as muggy.
It won't feel as bad, but
Right.
it'll still be there, right?
Yes, and you'll still have that gorgeous view, of course,
Yeah.
of IB. But yeah, the heat and the humidity will still be there. It is starting to warm up here. In fact, this morning, you're already waking up to warmer weather. Here's that view in Pacific Beach. And then this is our mountain camera looking out east, where you'll notice we have clouds joining us today. We are going to see mid to high level clouds coming in from the monsoonal moisture, that high pressure that brings in our chance of thunderstorms, something we'll be watching for later today as well. Let's show you what's going on, though, with your conditions out there right now. Step outside, and you may notice it is pretty warm compared to yesterday. We were in the 50s in some areas. Today, all of you, mid to upper 60s. So from Carlsbad to National City, around 66 degrees. Over the next few hours for downtown San Diego, we'll take you through 10 a.m., low 70s. So that's warm pretty early. And then by your lunch break, mid 70s, pretty perfect. We are looking at upper 70s for this afternoon downtown. And you notice the clouds are going to stick around. We could see those mid-level clouds. It's not as much the marine layer today. Things have changed. We're now getting more of a weather pattern from the east affecting us. That's why we're warmer. This is all high pressures to blame. 86 degrees in Poway today, 80 Miramar, 81 La Mesa, 93 in Ramona, 87 in Julian, 104 Borrego Springs. Over the next 3 days, let's show you this bump up in temperatures. You're going to see about a 10-degree change for downtown from 78 to 87. El Cajon, 86 to 95. Julian, you're headed up to 90s. You'll notice right there, thunderstorm chances increasing. increasing today. Also Friday, though, that's in the mix. Borrego up to 110, 114 on Saturday. So heads up, the next few days, you're going to really notice temperatures heating up. Looking at our drive times, right now, the 52 westbound, a little slow going between the 125 and the 15. The speed's about 48 miles an hour. It'll take you 10 minutes. We do have a few crashes to let you know about, including this one, Dairy Mart Road on the 5 southbound. Again, 2 lanes are closed because of that. A car hit a person. That person died there on the scene. And now this is a crash on the 8. This was on the eastbound side at El Cajon Boulevard. The shoulder is blocked, so it doesn't look like it'll disrupt your commute quite yet.